Okay, I wanted to show you a little bit about how I went about this big painting. So the subject was jazz, and I've been doing a lot of music paintings the past few years, but I decided that I'd like to do a big painting that had a lot of specific jazz figures in it. I went to the library and got some books out on jazz photographs, and Xerox some of the ones that I was particularly interested in. And then the process for me is to sort of go through those with very small note cards, and they're small because then I can sort of get a grip on what interests me about the particular figure in a way that's very concise, and I'm not investing a lot of paper and big size and all effort into it. What I want is a kind of note about what really interests me. So then these become a very pliable sort of thing. I can lay these out on a table and sort of look at them and decide, make some decisions about what to use, what might go with what, and begin to kind of figure out what elements go into a composition. Then it's a matter of moving from that to sketches which organize a space in a certain way. So I decide that one figure is going to go there, the other here, and I want a kind of overall sense of composition to it, which I then do with a kind of strong dark and light like that. This is where I started that idea, and then the thing about paper is that you can add to it. So I decided at one point that would make a better composition, and then at another point that should have more space around it like that, and then that it would actually be more complete with a further section. And, there's nothing to stop me from adding more and more or going this way or this way, because it's only paper and I'm just sticking it together with tape. But it's a kind of nice pliable way to work on a composition. So at this point, then what I do is put a grid on this, and on the painting, I don't draw lines like this on the painting, but I make dots where the lines intersect. So when I'm working on the composition on the painting, I then redraw it with chalk. But I'm not sticking to exactly what's there, but I know that the scale is what I want. So when I'm doing that figure, I know that it's going to be in that area of the painting. And it helps me so I'm not having to rework on all of the proportion things while I'm drawing out the painting. In talking about grounds, this whole painting was started with a nearly black ground. It's a blackish brown in this case. I didn't want a complete black or a dead black. So it has a lot of umber in it. It's a way of getting into the painting in a kind of free way and still having a lot of control over it. Like in other paintings that I've done, I'm in a sense limiting the color. If you really think about it, this looks like a lot of color. I mean, the sense is that it has a lot of color. It actually, when you analyze it, it doesn't. It's red and orange, which is related to red, and browns, which are all related. So that's in a sense one color, and then the other color is a kind of a subdued violet, which moves through it, but in very small amounts as a kind of an accent to the red scheme. It's a very interesting thing about color, I think, is that often the most limited color looks like the most. Color absolutely only exists in relation to other colors. That's the only way it ever exists. And that's why you can get infinite variety of color out of basically red, yellow, blue, and black, because it's such an interrelated thing. Lots of times people that don't paint aren't involved with color don't realize that. They think, well, green's green or blue's blue, but it's so fascinating that you can take the dirtiest color that you don't like even. You don't even like it. And you put it down, and Well, as a painter, you probably have done this too. You do that deliberately. You put that on and you say, now you behave yourself. And then you start putting other colors around it until it gets happy, and ooh, look at that. Look at that. It's a kind of yellow green that looks like spring or something. Before that, it looked like some kind of brown that had been walked on or something.